can number the sands and the depths of the sea, I'll leave Israel alone. You don't think the heathens who are, really in control of the planet ain't trying to number and measure everything out? We got the number. Move out the way, Israel. We'll take the place.
Yeah.
We'll pray 10 times a day. Faithful. It's one of those things you don't know how good you got it until it's gone. The devil know how good you got it, and that's why Satan is like they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. That's why Satan keeps doing that. They don't deserve it. Satan know how good y'all is. It's not that Satan don't love y'all or want to get back. Satan just don't want to. He don't want this. You crossed the line when you did this, y'all. We was good until humanity came. We was good. You doing this, you crossing the line. And this stuff just rolled down the face. The more retardation kept creeping in. Gone, reprobate mind, gone. But before all that, happened, Satan and y'all had a great relationship. Satan loved to praise y'all. The morning star. Waking up that morning, I don't know if it's sleep or whatever. That morning, got up and just sang. I got a special one for you today, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I got y'all.
You know what I'm saying? So every Satan know how good Yah is and the benefits and the blessings of it to have his love. And this is very odd for somebody at this status to keep trying to get somebody that's low to love them. Over and over and over and over and over. John chapter 11, verse 30 to 35. John chapter 11, verse 30, 35. Now, Yahusha, Christ, was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then which were with her in the house and comforted her, because Lazarus just died, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come where Yahusha was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, Elohim, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Yahusha therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her. See right what's going on here? Yeah. Big Yahusha. A stirred man. Would you like that word, Brother Ron? A stirred man. A very serious man. A man whose voice spoke as many waters. When he said, sit down! Whoa. The knees automatic buckle. Him. When Yahusha therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit. Sound like his heart was affecting right here. The guy started to get to him. And was troubled. And said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Elohim, come and see. 35. Yahusha wept. Big old Yahushua HaMashiach weeping. Look at that. What would cause a force of power that great to weep for something that's so low? Because he loves them and he wants it to be reciprocal. Verse 41 to 43. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Yahusha lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I know that thou hearest me always. but because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. These are deep emotions that are being arose in this divine being for what Yah considers but a puff of wind. A puff of special wind to him. You understand? Ezekiel chapter 16. Y'all call you this all day. You worm, you puff of smoke. But he loved that worm, that puff of smoke, that but of wind. He loved that. And he wants it to be restored so it can be with him again. The Bible is just one big love story. Ezekiel chapter 16. Verse 4. Talking about Jerusalem, Israelites, Zion. Ezekiel 16 verse 4. This is the creation of Zion. And as for thy nativity, thy conception, in the day thou was born. Remember I was talking about that earlier, Brother King? Like what you hear, the conception, the start of it. Thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supply thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swindled at all, wrapped up in cloth or whatever. So when Yah found the foundation of Zion, it was just some beat up chick on the ground, messed up, covered in vomit. None I pitied thee. All the other nations walking past and just looking at them. Oh, that's that thing over there in the corner. That thing. To do any of these things unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou was born. And when I passed by thee, I saw thee polluted in thine own blood. I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. And see, this even goes even farther than Egypt. Because the scriptures say the Most High chooses the base things to lift it up and to make the proud marvel. And that's with Zion too. Even how great Zion, King David, the giant slayer, the mighty man, their start was base, low. Nobody pitied them. They was covered in pollution and all other stuff. So y'all didn't go to a nation that was already established and big and world renowned. He went to the lowest, to the base, and he lifted that up. Now we're going to go to Malachi 1 and 6. Malachi chapter 1 verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. Now we understand all the good things that y'all are doing. Again, this isn't necessarily like a dictator relationship. It's a loving relationship with rules and hierarchy. But the main focus of this relationship is love, pure love. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? This is a shame that y'all have to ask this question. And this is the last book prior to Yahusha coming. So, you got to understand that. Check that out. So, up until Yahusha coming to, even further the healing, right there, his last word was before Yahusha came. Y'all ain't giving me no love, no honor, no respect. Y'all doing me dirty, yo. Y'all dirty, yo. Y'all dirty, yo. Y'all dirty.
Wow.
Where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Said Yah of hosts, unto you, O priest, that despise my name, And ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? And we understand further, it was sacrificing no busted up cows and bullocks and, a goat with 3 legs. Yeah, that's good enough. It's just Yah. No big deal. That one got cancer. It all burns up the same. Don't worry. He won't notice. You see how dirty, and when you love somebody, you look after them. You look after you something that they like and something they like doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if your wife or your husband, they like tea with a little cinnamon when you give them their tea, like they ain't even ask for no cinnamon in it, but you put it in there anyway. Because why? Because you want to respect them and love them and honor them. And that's what Yah is looking for, his people. Isaiah chapter 30. Isaiah chapter 30. That's why the scripture says, if you love me, you keep my commandments, And he's talking to people that are demon possessed, going through all type of struggle. Because the demon don't ever come in full control. That's when you really deep in sin. That's when you really down the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? But in general, it's all, I'm not listening to that thought. Obedience is better than sacrifice. If you love me, you keep my commandments. I'm not listening to that. Y'all rebuke that. You know what I'm saying? The only time you really get like to the boy who had those demon possessions, that's way down the line. You know what I'm saying? When a demon just jump on you, it's more suggestion. Don't do that. You're tired. Go to sleep. Don't pray right now. That's why it's a game of suggestions. You know what I'm saying? Go left. Don't go right. Isaiah 30. And it was cut and dry. If you love me, you keep my commandments. Where was I in here? Isaiah. I knew I had something in here. Wherefore thus said, Holy Israel, because you despise thy word and trust in. Nah, probably just go to Isaiah 66:4. Isaiah 66:4. Oh, yeah, no. Isaiah 39.
39.
Yeah, I
That's what I thought.
Isaiah chapter 39 on down. Well, verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. Check this out, though. Y'all right here is saying, man, I'm writing down how dirty you doing me. I want this to be, I want your children, and children to know how dirty you treated me. That this is a rebellious people, lying children. Yeah, I didn't teach them how to lie. Children that will not hear the law of Yah. Yeah, I didn't teach you how not to keep the law. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy unto us deceit. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Every time I read that particular verse 11, that's a heart hurting right there. They basically just told this person, this being, this supreme being,
They want to be lied.
we don't want you. We don't need you. We got Satan and sin, and all our needs are taken care of. How dirty that is. How saddening that is for y'all. You think y'all taking that? Y'all do all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't doing that.
I don't know. I'm telling you, when he say he hurt his heart. You get your emotions from Yah. You can cry. That's the emotion you get from Yah. Nobody can't tell me, well, we got all Yah got all these emotions, but that one. You got anger, you got sadness, you got sorrow, spitefulness, and all that. We're in a state of low vibration, and Yah is obviously, in a holy state, so he has all those emotions taken care of. They're in order. So that's why Scripture say, the heart is deceitful above all things, who can understand it? That's when your emotions are out of balance. Yah emotions are balanced. Yah get angry, sad, regretful, and repent that he do certain things because it just turned out horrible. So I'm gonna have to say, Yah does cry. I would bet Yah cry. But Israel say, get you out of the way. I don't give a damn about your tears, Yah. Turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Ain't nothing worse than somebody who loves somebody and they just, look, man, I don't care. I don't care. I'm a hoe and I'm a hoe and that's what I'm going to do. I'm a dog, that's who I am. Look, I ain't for you. But y'all figured that, and that's why y'all didn't give Israel a choice when you say, man, you bought it with a price. I don't care if you don't want it or not. You mine. So, it is. But that's one of the benefits of being the Almighty, you know what I'm saying? You mine whether you want me or not. So, Isaiah 66:4. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 4. I will also choose their delusion and will bring their fear upon them. This is the main part, the sad part. Because when I called, none did answer. When Yah is calling, hey, my child, pick up, hey, the phone just, who called it? Oh, it's Yah. Speaking on the door, hey, Samantha, who hit the door? It's Yah. Cut the lights on. I know y'all in there. Just be quiet. Ignore him. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. How sad is that? And we go back to Isaiah 4 when it says, what more could I have done? God gave you all, everything. And then he sent Yahushua Mashiach. He said, what scripture say? There is no greater love than for someone to give their life for another. That's the standard. Satan will never die for you. Satan ain't dying for nobody. Satan ain't, get that through your head right. Satan ain't dying for nobody. I ain't giving this up, Satan. I ain't risking you losing this. But Yah, through Yahushua Mashiach, Christ, he said, man, I gave you everything. I give you my life to give you life. Hey, that's a love story. Ezekiel chapter 18. Is that right? Ezekiel 18. I need Ezekiel 18. Ezekiel 18. Do I need anything here? Oh, yeah. Ezekiel 18, verse 23 on down. It's showing the love and how the Most High don't want none lost. That's why I say patience is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? The Most High don't want to, man, the Most High didn't have to be this patient, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who want to continuously go through. That's why the scriptures say, this is long suffering. So the Most High say this is long suffering. What as he waits, what is he doing? Suffering. Bobby smoking crack. No! Samantha prostituting. No! And then they don't get it right 2-3 years later. So in the meantime, Yah is suffering. Because no love, why you out there smoking crack, being prostitute, lying, stealing, gambling, being drunk, the Most High, your relationship is bad. There's no love there.
There's no relationship.
Yeah. And the Most High is not getting love. Not just, you know what I'm saying, it's not necessarily like, oh, worship me, worship. It's love. You know what I'm saying?
Intimate as a one-to-one like Adam Eve in the garden. That relationship.
And what was they doing?
You know, they were communing with Yah every noonday, talking.
Walking through the garden.
Talking and just, you know, the relationship.
Exactly. So it wasn't, they was just, Yah here. Oh, my God. Fred. And like, Adam, what up, baby boy? Oh, what up, y'all? What y'all doing today? It's that relationship. Yahusha say, man, I ain't gonna drink no wine until I come back. He said, I'm not gonna enjoy this until I got all my people with me again, and then I'm gonna be able to enjoy this with you. Long suffering. Ezekiel 18:23 on down. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Said Yah. And not that he should return from his ways and live? But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them shall he die. Yet ye say, the way of Yah is not equal. Hear now, O house of Israel, is not my way equal, or not your ways unequal? That's poetic. That ain't no quote unquote dictatorship. This is my house, do it, because I said do it. Yah said, is not my way equal, or not? Is not my way equal, or not your ways equal? What is going on here? Reasoning, a conversation. I'm not talking down to you. I'm having a dialogue with you to help you reason to get out of this, to help you see it. You understand that? Y'all ain't got to do that though. Remember how the lesson started. This big mighty God. I built up Pharaoh just to throw it down, man. You was nothing to me. Him. Last one. 2 Peter 3:9. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. Second Peter chapter 3 verse 9. Elohim, Yah, is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us word, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Again, that last part, but is long suffering. So, when Yah waits on you, it's not a joyous waiting. Because when you're in sin, you're doing things that's not becoming. Smoking crack, having orgies, stealing, being a drunk, and all other type of stuff. Can't put the cupcakes down. Don't forget about the gluttony. Cupcakes. Yah, you just ate 5 more cupcakes. No! So, You know, remember the emotions of Yah, and don't think just because it's just a one-sided emotion. It's clear. Even though Yah is mighty and all this stuff, he got emotions. And if you love him, you're gonna try to do right by him, just like you want somebody to do right by you. So that was the lessons. Can you hurt Yah? At the first, can you hurt Yah? All right. All praise.
Praise him. All right. Well studied. Yet you can't hurt Yah. We already knew that, but the point is that we all look at Yah as Almighty. But like I said, when you come born again of the water and the Spirit, and you've been into the kingdom, then you become a son or daughter of Yahuwah. You know, so we are his children, but now you're children to Yahusha. When Yahusha came through, you must be born through the water and Spirit. Then when you go back out there, you're hurting Yah. Can you hurt Yah? Yes. Because once you knew, you know what I'm saying, where you at, and you got yourself clean, you go right back out there. You get all dirty and get foul and get like that because you knew the way. Just like Adam and Eve, you know. And then when they took part of that tree, you was all in my exam paper, man. Everything what you said here, man, especially, man, talking about Adam and Eve, the creation that hurt y'all, about the fallen angels and all that, that's my paper. I was listening, I was like, dang, I'm on time. Thank y'all for that, but you can't hurt y'all, you know. And like I said, people don't understand that they know the truth, but they don't want to love y'all. They continue on sinning. They don't want to turn from the wicked ways and stuff, just like Yesarel. You know, and you probably would have put that one down about when they did the calf. You know, he was telling Moses, we'll get the rebellious children down there, man, those stiff-necked people. That hurted them. You know what I'm saying? After the days they was on the mountain, you know, and Moses said again in Deuteronomy, talking about, you swore. You know, he said you would keep the commandments, you would have no other gods and all that. And when I'm gone, not even 30 days, you're making a calf. Y'all said you better go get him before I destroy him. You know, he will hurt.
Destroy them all.
You know, so saying destroy them all. And then he told Aaron, you know, he hurt because Aaron was with them. Aaron went to go get with Musa, man, before he went back to Mizraim. You know, met him in the desert. And he really hurt about Aaron. You know, so he heard him saying that when he went to the mountain. I forgot what mountain he died on. He talked about that. But yes, we can't hurt Yahuwah. And when we go back to our sinful ways, we are hurt. I know I hurt him when I backslid. I was with the church for about 5 years. I went back to do my own devious ways. I know I hurt y'all. The reason why you don't hurt y'all because when you repent, and you know what I'm saying, he cut you in the spirituality, and you started repenting and crying, and you turn it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you hurt y'all because you're crying that you hurt y'all. You know what I'm saying? You really cry and you really turn. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just straight dealing with you because y'all say you hurt me. Now this is how you hurted me. And then now you feel the grief and stuff. Now you crying and repent and ask y'all to forgive you. You know y'all gonna forgive you, but you really, that's godly sorrow. Because you sorry because you hurt Yah. His love, you know, his compassion